Good evening, good evening. Jessa Carter, the Peaceful Billionaire here. Mission to Billions vlog day 40, I think it is. Wow. Okay, let's see. I had an interesting day, a very interesting day. So last night I completely goofed and missed my live, missed my vlog, because I was focused on some things and I was just working and completely was in the zone and lost track of time, and I ended up staying up until like 3 o'clock this morning working on something. Got up this morning, got ready, did my live, had a coaching call with my sales mentor, which I was a bit disappointed about at first because I had put all of this time into following someone's framework to build my webinar. And because I didn't fully understand the framework that I was doing, because I was learning the framework from somebody who wasn't the actual creator of the framework, I didn't quite get it, right? So I had done it, and it wasn't that it was wrong, but when I looked back at it, it was supposed to be a build for my webinar masterclass and the new build, and then new and enhanced build, and it was a bit too in detail. And so it wasn't the right thing for a webinar. Realistically, kind of what I built was more really what goes down in my 3-day event that leads into my mastery program. So I was a bit disappointed and frustrated, only because I had spent so much time on it. And what was a little bit more frustrating about it is that I let it frustrate me so much that it just like completely messed up the course of the rest of my day and some things that I was feeling really positive about doing. And so I ended up not doing those things because part of me was sad, part of me was mad. Like it was just all of these freaking emotions, frustrated again, because I had spent so much time on this thing, and I just basically didn't do it right because I didn't understand the framework that I was using, or didn't do it in the highest and best way, let's say. And so talked to my best friend, and you know, bless her heart, as much as she was attempting to help, I didn't need her to fix it. I actually just wanted her to listen and kind of let me vent. And she made a good suggestion, which was to go for a walk to clear my head. And I didn't, because I was so frustrated. I was like, no, fuck, excuse my French, but fuck this. I'm just going to like dive back in. I'm going to figure this out and I'm going to get it right. And so I start, you know, I'm really like looking, right? And I'm learning from someone who has her own model that she created to scale her business, you know, to scale my business. Like, it's her model that she created, that she's proven is successful. And you know, I'm not going to complain, because it has pushed me to really reach some new levels within myself and my business in a very short period of time. But for me, what I realized today is it's like basically, and she even had like a photo on it. She's not hiding the fact that, you know, part of the framework that I thought I was learning was Russell Brunson's Perfect Webinar framework. Well, it was like her version of it. And it just reminds me of one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of things. And so I was like, okay, if technically this is supposed to be Russell Brunson's Perfect Webinar framework, right? Was it using Russell Brunson's Perfect Webinar framework? I was like, I'm just gonna go to the freaking horse's mouth, right? I am going to go watch a Russell Brunson training on his framework and learn how to do it right? And also my sales mentor had really helped me kind of tease out some ideas for what it could be. So, and what she said to me, she said, Jess, it just needs to be like honed in and more specific. She said, because your system is incredible, but it's comprehensive, and you are not going to be able to relay the value of your system in a webinar or, you know, a 50-minute talk from stage, right? That's something that happens at your 3-day event. So we, you know, we've just got to like, you know, dial it in, and tease out one piece of that really has people being like, okay, yes, I want to come to the 3-day event. And my 3-day event is amazing. This is just a new, you know, a new framework that I'm using for like my masterclass and my signature talk, etc. So there's all these different ways, right? There's all these different ways to do things. And that's the thing that I feel like it's important to comment on, right? There are a million different ways to do anything. But I feel like the more and more that I go along on my journey, there's certain things that if somebody's the best in the industry at something, you know, go to the horse's mouth. I mean, the woman that I'm learning from, and I'm learning her system, like, she's for sure a ClickFunnels member. She has a ton of ClickFunnels awards, which is like epic. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, she built all of this using Russell Brunson's stuff. Yeah, had I, you know, hindsight's always 20/20, right? Like, I mean, had I known, but anyways, but like I said, there's no complaint, because, you know, it has pushed me. I've learned so much, and because this was a founding member group, you know, she has been really generous and really, really flexible with us. And I actually had a voice text from her from over the weekend that I didn't happen to notice until this week. And it was really decreasing what our commitment was to her, things like that. So now I'm like, okay, you know, I've got all of the pieces to really, really utilize everything in a really effective and powerful way. And so that's all. So I'm basically say all of that to say I'm newly in love with Russell Brunson. I know he's married. I don't mean in that way. But I really, really love him. I've now watched multiple different things with him. I purchased some of his training stuff, and you know, there's another one that I would like to do that I'm just going to go through all of the stuff that I already paid for before investing more and just starting to starting to work with that before I add to, because there's always going to be room to, you know, continue to refine and tweak and this and that. But I'm definitely going to go back and do that other course of his, because I'm just looking and I'm like, oh my God, I look at these incredible freaking, you know, book funnels and that like do really well. And I have a book and, you know, it's just the more you stretch yourself, the more you learn to level up. And one of the things that I continue to learn too as an entrepreneur, not only is like there's certain things that really you just want from the horse's mouth, from the best in the industry, right? Russell Brunson is the freaking founder of ClickFunnels. So like, you know, go to the source, right? Go to the source. And he's brilliant. And also, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. What was the other thing? It was so good too. Ugh. Jessa, really? I don't know. I don't know what it was. But anyways, so again, I'm newly in love with Russell Brunson. I'm excited. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So yeah, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna dive in, work through, implement everything from his stuff that I invested in thus far, and then I kept the details for the other thing, because then I'll go all in with that other thing, because I do, like, I'm gonna be writing the next book, which I've, you know, started some little things on, and I'm just, you know, I'm gonna be able to, I'm just gonna do a new, better, you know, better website and funnel for the first book, and going to have, you know, utilize everything that I'm learning to really make it awesome for the second book, and then the third one too, and so there are always, oh, that's the other thing that I was going to say, is like, as an entrepreneur, you know, there's certain things, you know, again, if they're the best in the industry, go to the horse's mouth, but also, you know, you really, to some extent, this is one of the most valuable pieces of advice I can give you. Like, you know, you have to learn, and you have to have your own understanding of all of the different operations in a business, not because you're always going to be the one doing the things, but even to oversee how, you know, how those things are being done. And, you know, sales and marketing, you know, are almost one. Like, sales and marketing and innovation are the backbone of any business. And as a business owner, yes, you're the innovator, right? You're the visionary, you're the innovator, but you also really have to learn and become highly skilled at sales and at marketing. And it wasn't something, I'll be honest, it wasn't something that I enjoyed initially. Like, I like money, but I don't like sales. That doesn't even make sense, right? Okay, so if you happen to have, if that's a limiting, if that's a limiting belief for you, I'm just gonna ask you to, like, literally, like, throw that one over the cliff, right? And just completely leave it out, leave it down on the other side of the mountain, leave it in the desert, because if you like money, if you're an entrepreneur and you like money, then you have to like sales. If you love money, you need to love sales and marketing, right? And I just will throw in there that a lot, and because I teach money, and there's just such a horrible thing about money being evil. And I did so much work. I did so much work on myself to get past those holdups, and to really, really embrace sales and embrace marketing. And it's, and it's also okay to love money. A lot of people think that, quote unquote, money is the root of all evil. So then money gets a bad rap for being evil, and that it's not okay to love money. And it's okay to love money, right? What was actually written in scripture, that is considered wrong, is the worship of money, right? So worshiping something and loving something, to me, are two completely different things. I don't know how you define those two words, but for me, worship and love are two extraordinarily different things. So do I worship money? No. Do I love money? Yes. And does money love me? Yes. Right? And that's something that it is my intention for as many people as possible to be able to experience. Because if you have those inner struggles with beliefs around money, around sales, around marketing, around raising your prices, and all of these things, that is going to put a superimposed glass ceiling on yourself, whether you're an employee working for someone else. You technically have a superimposed ceiling. But if you're an entrepreneur, so many entrepreneurs put this superimposed glass ceiling on themselves, and it's because, right? It's because of the inner world of money and the relationship with money, right? Those two worlds of money. You have your inner world of money in here, mind, heart, right? The outer world of money, which is the world of finance and investing and money itself and all of those things. And then you have your relationship with money, and all of those things really have to be in harmony and in balance for you to achieve the highest level of success and the highest level of freedom, right? The highest level of freedom, both true freedom, both financial freedom and true freedom, right? So you're free from the limitation, from the scarcity, from the doubt, from the worry, from the insecurities, right? From the blocks, right? From those roadblocks that are literally getting in the way. And so I did have a little moment earlier, like in my frustration. I had a good little, 5-minute, 2-minute cry, 5-minute, like, what the heck is wrong with me moment. And, but again, part of my journey and part of the work is, it's not that I don't have these moments where it's like, I just want to kind of like pull my hair out and cry it out. But those moments are few and far between, and they're so brief. And it also just reminds me, in fact, that I am human, and, and it's okay to, I feel like that was really, I claim to be a reinvented perfectionist, right? But I feel like that was very much that perfectionism showing up where I was kind of having my little frustration and tantrum today. But anyways, all right, so I'm going to let you go, because I'm going to get back to hanging out with Russell Brunson in my living room. Do you want to see hanging out with Russell Brunson? Okay, check it out. Russell Brunson he's here on my laptop screen, and he's also all the way over there on my television screen. And there, wow, you got a 360 practically bird's eye view of of my view and everything. and my mess of papers, because I've been printing stuff off all day and taking notes and creating and stuff. So anywho, that is all for this evening. I wish you a very peaceful and prosperous weekend, and I shall see you tomorrow. Until then, live boldly, love deeply, laugh often. That is not easy to say. Live boldly, love deeply, laugh often, and be rich always and always. I'm Jessica Carter, the Peaceful Billionaire. This is Mission to Billions vlog, day 40. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.